Tex, in just the last couple of days, this thing has spiraled from something they were trying to control to something that is completely out of control. Let's start with the Astros. What has been your reaction to the way they have handled all of this?
Well, the last week has been an unmitigated disaster for the Astros, and I think they should be embarrassed, frankly. First of all, the non-apology on Thursday, and then you actually had Astros players going on the offensive. Guys like Carlos Correa calling out other players, saying that Altuve didn't do anything, and, Beltran's a great guy, and the Astros deserved their World Series. They didn't cheat. It's like they're trying to play both sides of this, trying to say that they're sorry, but their actions are proving that this team does not care what you think. They don't care what the fans or anybody else thinks about them. They are going to go through this and just pretend that nothing bad happened.
All right, so there are a lot of people who are angry at them, not only fans, but players across the sport who have voiced their displeasure with the Astros and have also gone after Major League Baseball and Commissioner Rob Manfred for the way he has handled the situation. Where do you think the commissioner can go from here dealing with the outrage across his sport?
Well, Rob Manfred is in an impossible spot right now. He just wants this to go away, much like the steroid scandal of 15 years ago. MLB just wants this to go away, but it's not going to. Unfortunately, with comments like that, you have very well-respected players going after the commissioner, going after Major League Baseball and the Astros. And let's remember this. If the commissioner would have tried to suspend individual players as a part of this investigation, the MLB union would have fought this tooth and nail. It would have gotten ugly. So I think the commissioner needs to actually defer to, maybe the general public or Congress and say, almost like the Mitchell report, let's have an independent investigation to really figure out what happened, because we still, based on the last week and some of the Astros saying that nothing bad happened while they apologized, I think we need to have an independent investigation to get down to the bottom of this. And I think Rob Manfred would really appreciate that, because he wants this off his plate.
And he was involved in all of that stuff with steroids, and so many of us who covered that will draw parallels. And I saw in your notes this morning, Tex, the idea that in some ways this for the sport is worse than the steroid scandal was. I'd love you to explain why that is.
Well, first of all, the steroids, every team in baseball had certain amount of players on steroids. I played on 4 different teams during my career. I'm sure, whether it was tested positive or guys that were on steroids, I'm sure every team in baseball during that era had players that were cheating. This was one team, and now maybe we'll see what happens with the Red Sox, but if it's 1 or 2 teams that are cheating to gain this advantage, and by the way, as a hitter, if you told me what was coming, that's much more important than me being strong or getting through an injury using steroids. I would much rather know what was coming by somebody stealing steins than someone giving me steroids that, by the way, if I swing and miss or if I pop up because I don't know what's coming, the pitcher is still in a good spot. When the pitcher has a disadvantage because the player at the plate knows what's coming, that's bad for baseball.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.